I'm one of the founders of co-founded, and my journey into crypto blockchain space started quite early. And from a purely technical perspective, but I also have a background in startups. I worked in startups all my life in different positions and in different stages, and seeing a whole new space like this grow up and get created from the scratch, and with all the startups that's coming in, that was really what started my deep interest, and where I really got active in the blockchain community was to start to when the first wave or a couple of ICOs came. I was reviewing this, and then I started a blog reviewing this and to create a structured evaluation process around this blockchain and blockchain financing, which was something that really didn't exist. And that later led to what is co-founded today, where we work with blockchain startups and help them, but both before their funding, but also help them after they get funded, like to become successful companies or projects in different parts. Etherisc also came out quite early because they were one of the first projects to actually launch a working decentralized application, an app. So I've been following them from the very early days with the first demos and products that they created, and it was very interesting just to follow the evolution. It's just a way to see how this space evolved to follow Etherisc. So we, I think, knew about each other also for a very long time before we actually started to work together, just by being early entrants into this whole system. It's actually very clear for me, because I want to see the whole blockchain, the crypto economy develop. And we need infrastructure to develop these economies into something. So there's technical infrastructure, but then there are also services infrastructure. And you need this basic infrastructure in order to have something to build on top of. So that's where all the other services will come in. In an economy, and if you have a developed economy, a certain part of that economy is always in insurance. And in developed economies today, it's like 6 to 9% is insurance. In the blockchain space, as it is today, we have zero insurance, and that's comparable to like the least developed countries in the world. So in order to make a viable economic system in the crypto space, we need insurance, and this is what, for me, Etherisc will be able to provide. What we see right now is a lot of experimentation still, because this is still a very immature space, right? And we need to have experimentation. But then at the same time, we are also active. We live in a world where we have to take care of the regulations and environment that exists and be compliant with it, and that's very important, and we need to be serious. So the approach that Etherisc has taken with trying to be as a role model for how to be like state-of-the-art, compliant and serious project, I think that's a very good way, and I think they should have a lot of credit for taking the extra effort in what they're trying to do. That all developed economies need to have insurance. Insurance is what makes an economy smooth, it increases trust, and it increases transactions in an economy. And what Etherisc is building right now is a way to enable that in crypto economies, and it does not exist today. So that's really important. And then also what's interesting right now is that of the state where we are in the blockchain space, now there's a need for insurance. So there are many other projects out there that are building things that are really, really interesting, but looking further ahead. But right now, I think that insurance is something that's needed like on the market today. Looking into the future, this space evolves so quickly. So that's looking years ahead into the future is very, very hard. But for Etherisc, what I hope to see is basically two things. First of all is to help develop the crypto economy, right? And realize many of the things that are needed. And we need insurance to have a well-functioning and smooth economy. So I hope that Etherisc becomes one of the standard protocols that can enable also a decentralized insurance layer on top of these crypto economies that are developing right now. Now, the other side of it also, looking a few years ahead, is the possibility to create new types of insurance also out into the real world that was not possible to create before because of increased efficiencies and lower costs, and also penetration into markets where you have digitalization with mobile phones, but you don't have the structures that you have a built-up infrastructure that exists today in the more developed economies. So I hope this also brings back benefits into the outside world that don't have access to insurance as it is today.